Day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Big Bang Theory. This is the third episode of the 9th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for the link in the description below. Just clicking it, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode, Sheldon still trying to win Amy back, still pestering her, still stressing her out. Basically, he's going through all his emotions to try and obviously win her back. And, she's still in the position where she's thinking, look, I need time away. Now, it's interesting because at the end of the episode, she ended up coming to the apartment. He's done a Fun with Flags episode, and he was basically speaking to everybody on the camera about, two countries that are kind of had conflicts and reasons, and basically it was just him talking about himself and Amy and them butting heads, and she seen right through it. And obviously he said, oh, you picked up on that, did you? And obviously she come to moan at him again at the apartment, but he's seen it as a big win. He's like, look mate, we're broken up, yet she's still checking out, she's reading and watching Fun with Flags, she's definitely into me. And he went skipping off into his bedroom, which is hilarious. And then obviously, that's his first way of probably dealing with a relationship breakup. He's the one trying to fight back now. He's trying to pull out all the stops, although he is pestering and badgering. He's never been through this before, and it's interesting to see him. Obviously, he is actually fighting for the relationship, which is pretty good to see. And talk about fighting for relationships, Penny obviously started a bit of concern what's going on with Leonard and obviously the person that's working in his building. She knows that they've had a kiss, and she's kind of, a bit wary that she's still around in the environment and whether something maybe is potentially going on. So she was going to come to the university and obviously see herself whether, she's got anything to worry about. Now, interestingly, Leonard went over. He said that he wanted his girlfriend wanted to meet this woman. She had no idea actually she even kissed Leonard. She was like, "Oh no, did I sleep with you?" You know what I mean? He was like, "No, we just kissed." She was like, "Ah, right, yeah, whatever." You know what I mean? It seems like she's just a wild, crazy one on party nights. And she ended up saying, "Mate, if we only kissed, why'd you actually tell your fiance that?" It sounded like you were trying to sabotage your relationship, and that's the second time that we kind of heard it. And he was like, "No," and he went through the ups and downs and stuff like that. And he started to self-reevaluate himself and kind of use her as a therapist. And to be honest, we moved to the end of the episode, and him and Penny sat down at a heart-to-heart and kind of lay it out all on the line, and it seemed like they resolved their conflict. Conflict resolution, talking is what couples need to do to obviously stay strong, and it seemed like it worked well for them, and they're going full steam ahead now going forward. So we've had progressions. We still not seen anything between Raj and obviously Emily yet. Maybe we get in today's episode. I think that's the only storyline from last season that we haven't kind of moved forward yet into this one, but so far it's been a good introduction. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy today's episode, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Hey, want to hear a fun fact about mustard?
Is it that the glucosinolates, which give mustard its flavor, were evolved by the cabbage family as a chemical defense against caterpillar?
Yeah.
Hey there.
Yeah, you're early. The movie doesn't start for an hour.
Well, you eloped and we didn't get a chance to throw you a bachelor party, so there's a van downstairs and we're here to take you to a surprise location for the weekend.
There's a part where you call me and demand ransom, and I try to keep you on the phone, but you hang up seconds before I can trace it, and then I say, I'm getting too old for this crud. You're seriously going to get in a van and let these two take you to an unknown destination for an entire weekend?
Oh, not just him, you're coming too.
Hand me! This is ridiculous! I told you to put tape on his mouth!
And I told you he bit me.
It's bad enough I'm being taken against my will. I don't see why it has to be in some hippie's mobile sex dungeon.
Sheldon, there's something about this van that you're going to find very interesting.
This van was owned and driven by your personal physics hero, Richard Feynman. Nothing's been changed since he drove it.
I bet he picked up a lot of cute grad students in this bad boy.
Are you gonna give us a clue where we're headed?
They've got spicy food and there's a chance you'll get diarrhea.
India.
We are going to Mexico!
Fun! I've never been there.
Leonard, don't be fooled. I'm from Texas. Mexico is Spanish for Mexico.
Theme to this weekend. We are going to Mexico in Feynman's van to stay at the vacation house Feynman bought with the money from his Nobel Prize.
It's pretty cool. I like the fact that they've done some sort of road trip that's got kind of a bit of association towards their hobbies and interests. Now, Mexico, is a country that's, well, compared to the UK, absolutely roasting, and most of us like to go there on vacation. But the thing is, it takes absolute time to get there. It takes about 10 hours from where I live to get to there. And to be honest, to go to Mexico, it costs about 1,000 to 2,000. You know, it's mad. I'm actually jealous. Do you know what? I'm jealous of the people who live in the US who are so close to, say, Mexico, who could just drive over into like Cancun or you know, into the other areas. But also, I'm jealous of people in the US that live in the US that they can go on cruises as well, like around the Mediterranean, you know, Barbados and Jamaica and all that, for literally peanuts. You know, for me to get on a cruise like that, I mean, just way off topic, but just I'm talking about jealousy. For me to go on a cruise, I have to pay to go to America, which costs about £700, $800 just to get there. Then you've got the $1,000, $2,000 cruise on top. Well, like the people who live in America, mate, they could just either drive or the port might be near them, and they could just get on and do a weekend and back. Oh, mate, and we're currently in the UK summer, and I swear down, it's rained every day. Like, I've literally not felt the heat once. I've got a coat on every day. It's pouring down. You know, it's literally terrible. I feel like we're not even going to have any sun this year.
Come on, Leonard's doing bachelor stuff. You sure we can't take you to a strip club?
If I want to see a naked dancing man, I just flush the toilet while Leonard's in the shower.
Hi.
Hey!
I know we're not making a fuss, but in the spirit of bachelorette parties, I made cookies in the shape of male genitals.
That is anatomic.
Thank you. The veins are gummy worms.
Jewish and Gentile.
Oh, that's Leonard. He said they're about to cross the border.
Oh, I hope the boys don't get too crazy in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, right. Lock up your daughters or Sheldon might lecture them about the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Uh-oh. According to this Mexican customs website, visitors may not bring more than 5 laser discs, 20 compact discs, or 12 VHS tapes. VHS was king when Feynman drove this van. Now, for all we know, there are hidden compartments lousy with Jane Fonda workout videos. Are we all up to date on our yellow fever inoculations?
You don't need a yellow fever shot to go to Mexico.
You can never be too careful.
Penny, how's married life?
Oh, it's good. Just wish Leonard would work up the courage to tell Sheldon he's moving in here.
Speaking of Sheldon, how's single life treating you?
Fine, I guess. I've been focusing on me. I was thinking about changing my wardrobe.
Yes! Good for you! It is normal to want to change your look after a breakup.
Actually, I was thinking of making one small change.
Your sweater?
Your glasses?
Your hair?
Your shoes?
Piercing my ears.
Really never had that done?
My mom said pierced ears were for whores, pirates, and genies. Sheldon had this clause in the relationship agreement forbidding cosmetic surgery unless it's to look like a Klingon.
I can do it right here.
Really? You have a piercing gun?
No, all you need is a needle and an ice cube. I've done it like a dozen times.
This party's weird.
Definitely, I would go. So, mate, it hurts getting your ears done. Like it does. I've got 2 earrings in both ears. Like I've got 2 studs in both ears. Like, and they absolutely killed, in my opinion. Anyway, when they got done, like you could sit there and not really flinch, but you could feel the pain. Do you know what I mean? And then your ears feel like they're on. Well, for me anyway, felt like they was on fire for ages. Honestly, that's the thing. Like it's more like it's somebody just squeezing them really tight, and it kind of like you're like, ow. But then your ears are like burning for absolute ages. And especially when you try and sleep as well, like it gets in the way. I can't have earrings that don't have a back in it as well. Like, so I can't have the ones that have, I don't know, like a needle. Like she's saying, that kind of go in and then you put the back on and the needle sticks out. Because when I sleep and obviously my earlobe goes back, the needle sticks into my neck. It sticks into whatever you want to call it. Like, it's just uncomfortable. So I always have to have like a back on the stud. But yeah, I'm surprised that she's not actually had it done. Like most girls do have it done. I mean, I'm a guy, and to be honest, I don't even know many guys that have their ears done. And I've got them both done, so and I've got them done twice as well.
Hey, watch your speed. I hear Mexican police target tourists.
Not a problem. If anything goes down, we just put Cougar Polly in the driver's seat and slap a sombrero on his head.
Dude, how many races can you offend in a single breath?
I don't know. Do you watch the Olympics with me?
And can you believe that we're driving in a van that was owned by one of the greatest scientific minds of the 20th century?
It is extraordinary.
Maybe between this and his beach house, you'll be inspired to greatness.
Feeling Richard Feynman's butt dent, cupping my own bottom. That does get the creative juices flowing. What was that?
I think it's a tire.
What if it's Bandito shooting at us? What if we get kidnapped? Leonard,
What?
I'm getting too old for this crud.
I noticed your status still says in a relationship on Facebook.
Right. I should probably let all of my Facebook friends know. Penny, I'm no longer in a relationship.
Did you change yours to married yet?
No, not yet. There's still a few people I haven't told personally. Oh, just my parents and my entire family. I always wanted to dance with his daughter at her wedding.
What about your sister's wedding?
They started to, and then her water broke. Dad's not getting any younger, so if I wait long enough, I'll just tell him he walked me down the aisle and it was magical.
When did you learn how to change a tire?
Every self-respecting gentleman should know how, in case he comes across a damsel in distress by the side of the road.
Are you turning it the right way?
No. I took the other 4 off, and when I got to this one, I thought, no, I'm in a rut. Let's shake things up.
He's turning it the wrong way.
You're right, it doesn't turn the other way.
It's always righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's literally all it is. Twist it to the left to loosen it up, twist it to the right to tighten it up. Now, it's dead easy. You know what, right? It's surprisingly easy to change a tyre. Now, when I say easy, I mean the elements of the task that's involved. All you need to do is obviously get the jack out, prop the car up, spin those nuts off, the wheel comes straight off, put the other one on, spin the nuts off, take the car down. Now, actually doing that is a little bit harder than it sounds, but what I mean is, like, it's mad how simple it can be if you have the right tools. You know, you'd think it'd be so hard to take a wheel off a car. Somebody could literally jack your car up and rob all the wheels in like 5 minutes if you use it at the grocery store or something. Like, I've seen it happen. Like, if you get like very expensive cars, you know, people actually go around and steal the wheels because they do actually cost thousands.
There you go. You're all done.
If my mom could see me now, she'd lock me in the sin closet. Actually, the joke was on her. I could still see the TV through the slats.
She'd still tell her if she got married.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Well, it's kind of sad that they don't know. I mean, they love Leonard.
Amy was afraid to tell her mom she broke up with Sheldon.
Yeah, how did it go? Did she make
She's
you
not.
crawl into the breaking up drawer?
Well, actually, to be honest, I haven't told her yet. I'm feeling a little dizzy from all the blood loss. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fine. I'm calling home, but when I'm done, you're calling your mother. Daddy?
Hey, Slugger. How's my girl?
Leonard and I got married. I'm sorry, I should have told you. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. I feel terrible. Please don't be too disappointed.
I understand it's hard to tell someone something if you think it's gonna upset them.
Oh, you know that rototiller I got for the tractor?
No?
It is a beautiful piece of machinery. I backed over your pet pig with it.
Moon dance?
Yeah, he's not dancing anymore.
When?
Oh, 10, 12 months ago. I love you, Slugger. Gotta go.
Do you know what? The facial expressions on that actually sold that conversation.
What are you doing? It's called Lamaze breathing. It helps you push.
Archimedes once said, give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world. Let's take this problem one step at a time. First, we need to decide whether we're calling it lever or lever.
Before I made that call, my pig was alive and happy and rolling around in the mud. Now he's illegally buried in our backyard next to my great-grandmother.
Really? They didn't eat him?
It's not funny. You're up. Call your mother.
Oh, maybe later. Your pig dying made me sad. Hi, Mom.
Try dialing.
You saw that, huh? Oh, good. How's work? Fine. Hey, listen, I've been meaning to ask, how come Aunt Doe and Aunt Florence never got along?
Amy broke up with Sheldon, she got her ears pierced, and she made us eat penis cookies. Hang on. She wants to talk to you.
I don't think the lever's working.
What makes you say that?
Oh, well, at least he was doing what I was trying to say. Put the weight on the left side.
If this was Star Trek, we could use a phaser to blast it off.
Ooh, the Green Lantern's ring can make a big green hand that unscrews it.
Guys, excuse me. Not that calling one of the Avengers isn't a perfectly reasonable choice, but we're scientists. Don't you think we can figure this out using actual science?
What a tune.
We will percussive shock you.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place.
Thermal expansion. Do you reckon?
I had no idea tortilla chips are such a good fuel source.
The lug nut expands.
Plenty of food for the animals.
We do?
Yep.
You?
6-foot wiener and a Flash t-shirt.
What an innovative solution. Perhaps I don't give your MIT education enough credit. All right. This rust, combined with the aluminum recovered from the van, is now thermite.
You put up a good fight, Lugnut.
Oh, no way. I actually never expected that to go up in flames.
Hey, look, the lug nuts off.
What are you doing back?
We got up flat and couldn't get the tire off.
pierced Amy's ears and her mom made her sit in my closet.
We blew up Feynman's van.
My dad killed my pig with his tractor.
I spent the night in Mexico with Sheldon.
You win.
Honestly, like, he doesn't get that one because he does it every night, so he should become the norm. Do you know what I mean? Now, it's interesting because she obviously called her dad and said that she got married to Leonard last week or whatnot, and obviously it's not that he wasn't invited, but it was a spur of the moment thing, and I actually really like her dad. Do you remember that episode when he was back and he ended up saying that, you know, I'm going to shout at you, Leonard, you know what I mean? Just go along with it. And he was like, yeah, you better get this side and you better treat me. And then he was like, yeah. Go on. And I'm pretty sure, like, he was like, one day I hope that you do marry her. Do you know what I mean? You better put in that work, you know, because you're one of the best guys that she's been with. It would have been nice to actually see him come down for the wedding. And also, I just realised that he's Lundy, you know, Lieutenant Lundy or whatever, is from Dexter, you know. I've just watched Lucifer with my girlfriend. I've rewatched it. I've already seen it. And then I've already seen Dexter, but she hasn't. And we're rewatching that as well as this show. And he's season 2. He was with Deb, wasn't he? He was, you know, I always love seeing a character that you've watched the show before and then you go into another one and you see them there. Whether this was before or after, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? It's just nice to see them in there, rocking and rolling. And, you know, it's like when you see somebody as well that you grew up with, whether it's like Josh Peck or... you know, you see him in something, or maybe it's somebody like, I don't know, Emily Osment now, for example. When I was a kid, she was in Hannah Montana and she was around there, and obviously, like, everybody was loving Disney Channel. I was watching Zack and Cody, do you know what I mean? And Curry in the House, and, you know, Hannah Montana was on every now and again, and Lizzie McGuire, and, you know, it's nice to see, obviously, somebody like Hilary Duff doing good. She's in that How I Met Your Father. I've not seen it, but... You know, at least she's there, still in the present after all these years. And like I said, Emily Osment, she was in there, Hannah Montana's friend. And now is she not getting part of the spin-off of this franchise? We had Young Sheldon, which we've not seen yet, we'll progress into. But then they're moving into another one. You know, they finished Young Sheldon and they've got another spin-off going. And I'm pretty sure she's going to be the main character in there with a guy. It's like pretty decent, isn't it? It's always nice to see somebody from something that you've watched before doing well in something else. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Mate, at some point in this episode, either at the start or in the middle, I was saying, the UK, we get no sun. Literally, it's been raining all the time. Look at it now, it's beaming down a minute. I'm looking like a liar. But to be honest, it's still freezing. It's just shining through the gap in the window. So apologies for this. But... hopefully, we get some sun coming soon. Now, interestingly, you know, these guys were supposed to be going to Mexico to enjoy the sun, enjoy the time, enjoy the bachelor party, and we didn't even get that. You know, the only thing that disappoints me a little bit is these potential episodes that we could have had, which we don't end up having because something kind of gets in the way and stops it. So I was looking forward to a weekend away with the guys in Mexico, to be honest. Different environment, place, location, and obviously because it's a bachelor party, you don't know what's going to happen. It could be something crazy, it could be something not. We end up getting stuck on the road and just getting the tire episode, which was today's, which is totally fine. But like, my complaint is I would like to have seen that on the return. I would like to have seen them gone to Mexico, had the weekend, had an episode, would have been great. On the way back, this happened, this could have been one on its own. It's like the time he was going to the Star Trek convention or whatever, and he was all dressed up and he went to get some photos. Would have loved to see them attend the event around everybody that kind of likes the stuff that they like, all dressed up the same. But then the car got stolen and they didn't get to go. There's been many times before where there's these little episodes where I'd like to see what's happening, because I'd say they tease us. It's not really a teaser. We didn't know what was happening before the episode started. But like a mention of something that was about to go on, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm really interested to see what we're doing here, where we're going with it. This could be a good episode. And then nothing comes of it and we get a totally different one. Do you know what I mean? Like, it always kind of disappoints me a little bit, because not that I'm hyped up and excited, but I always get in my head like, yo, I wonder what actually happens and how we could do this episode. Then we don't actually get it. One thing that I wish we do get, though, honestly, is that I've gone back and I've been editing the season 5 one, and honestly, the episode where Howard done the impressions playing Dungeon Master is personally one of my favourites. Absolutely love that episode. Obviously laughed when I was watching it. I laughed again, obviously, when I was putting it on the Vimeo, and I've been laughing again on it when I've been doing the edit for the YouTube. It's a good episode. I wish we get more of them. He's great at impersonations, and I would love, honestly, if we could integrate that a little bit more in the show. But another decent episode, decent start to season 9. Hopefully we can continue going forward, and I'm excited, obviously, to see what Raj and Emily's relationship has to offer. Now he's obviously with her again, and we've not continued that from last season, so that is something that I'm still eager to see and address as we move into the season. But thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.